Is it cinema or books? Which is better? Cinemas are better than books? What do you feel? The new generation. So,
I
Ishita.
think
Yes, yes, Gauri. Yes, I'm so happy that you're talking. Go ahead, go ahead. What do you feel?
well, cinema is the best for me
Mm-hmm.
because there is showing
You can actually see, right? The action.
yeah, there is action and
Mm.
yeah, that's why
The performance. Yeah.
um,
And you can see your faces, and you don't have to imagine.
mm,
Hmm. And what else? Is there any? Have you read? Do you read any books? Not much, right?
yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you prefer to watch everything in cinema form, right?
Yes.
Mhm. And what is your favorite kind of cinema that you watch? Is it drama, or is it what kind of stuff? Like, see, there are different kinds of books. There are love
Mm.
stories, and there are those which are action books, and there are some war books on war times. Then there are those detective novels. There are so many different kinds of books, motivational, books, all those kind of things. What kind of like movies do you like to watch? Is it similar to whatever is written in the books?
I like to watch movie like romantic movie.
Okay. Good, yes. Wow, those are that were 90s movies and all were like those really romantic ones. Yeah? Mhm.
Yes,
Jumping behind the train and trying to catch your girls and all those tricks. Yeah.
that's right.
Uh-huh. Dikshita, what do you want to say? And hi, Fatima, welcome.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening. I don't know if this session also is being recorded. If anybody wishes to turn on the video, go ahead. I have turned on mine.
Yes.
Yeah. Dikshita, anything to say? Fatima, are cinemas better than books? Hi, Dakshita.
Hello,
Hi.
ma'am.
Good evening.
Adi. Sorry, ma'am.
Hi, how was your day today, Dakshita? Was it good?
Yes, ma'am. It was good.
Oh, then weekend now, or do you have school tomorrow?
No, ma'am. Mama, I have school on Monday.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I think it's this one. What do you call it? There, here we call Sankranti and Pongal down south. Any festival on Saturday, Sunday, and all?
Yes, ma'am.
Which is it?
Ma'am, Lodi.
Ah, no, yes, you told me that day. Ah, that's good. Great, great. Hey, Mehek, hi. Nice to see you.
Thing, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening. Okay, for all of you, maybe this session is being recorded. And if you want to turn on your video, please go ahead. Mine is turned on. So if you want to have a video session, fine. Go ahead. Okay. Otherwise, we can carry on as usual. Okay, Fatima, your hand is raised. What quite they have.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I think everyone knows that books are good, ma'am, because there are many movies who has been made from novels or books. Okay, but I think you can't make novels from watching movies. Okay, so ma'am, I think, and it is
Good point.
yes, yes, ma'am. And ma'am, but ma'am, there are really disadvantage about if you are reading book because
Mhm.
ma'am, you can interpret the story or the plot
Mm,
to your liking. Okay,
mm, mm,
and there are many things you can like it or not. It depends on you because you are imagining in your own way, ma'am.
mm,
Okay, but ma'am, movies is a thing you can enjoy it. You can see the expression of the people.
mm,
Okay, and there are also sound and many things you can enjoy it. But
mm,
reading a single book in the corner, it's not
mm,
a very fun, ma'am. Okay,
Okay.
but yes, ma'am. Because I also don't like normal, ma'am. I like comics because there are many pictures also there, and but in many novels you can't see the pictures. Okay, there are no pictures in novels. Many are novels. Okay, so sometimes it kind of feel of boring thing. It feels boring. Okay.
You're only seeing words and words and words.
Yes, ma'am. But it also enhance your imagination.
Mm.
Okay, there are many things, punctuation or vocab, you can improve it. Many people in India are reading novels just because of learning new languages. Okay,
Yes.
but not for fun. Some people, sometimes I also read novel for my vocab, ma'am. Not for fun. Okay, but there is a novel, a sea or a fisherman like this. I don't know. I have I don't know the name,
Exact
but when I yes, ma'am, but I also read it and it was very interesting novel.
Mm-hmm.
But ma'am, there are also a thing in when you are watching movies,
Mm-hmm.
it can end in 2 hours or 3 hours. Okay, it is
Okay.
not time consuming. But novels, it takes a whole week now to
Mm-hmm.
end it. Okay, and it also describe a single person character in many ways. It describes in many pages. Okay, and it has 100 or 200 or 300 pages of novels. Okay, ma'am. But it is also time consuming. If you have much more time, you can read the novels, and it can you can end it in a week or a month. Okay, but the movie is not a time consuming. You can also enjoy it and it can end in 2 hours or only 3 hours. Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And it is also, ma'am, you can have fun, ma'am. When you're watching
When
movies, you
you're
can
watching
have
a
fun.
movie.
Yes, ma'am. There are things, there are romantic things and actions. You can see the actions, but
Mm-hmm.
in books, you can't see it. Okay, you
You
can
only
just
have to
imagine it.
imagine it.
Yes, ma'am. When you are reading the books, if there are single characters, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you can just imagine, oh, it was like that, or the face was like this, okay. But in movies, you are watching them. Okay, you can see their expressions.
Mm.
So I think movies is better, ma'am.
Better,
If
better.
you want, just if you want to have fun. But if you want to learn many things and you can, if you want to enhance your imagination, you can read the book. That's it, ma'am.
Oh, good, good. Nice points.
Thank you, ma'am.
I think a lot of modern era people do prefer.
Yes, ma'am. If you see the
Easier,
survey,
you have options to choose from. Yeah, those days we
yes,
didn't.
ma'am. But ma'am, in our generations, many people want to watch the movies. They don't want to read some boring books. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
True. Correct, correct. Yeah, good points.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dikshita. Oh, you're welcome.
Man,
Dikshita, what do you want to say?
if we say about movies and books, both are best in their own way, man. Because in books, we can know what kind of stories not available in movies also. Some stories, mythology, some kind of comic stories, and short stories, and uh, many kind of stories. Some are written by many people with their imagination and their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, in movies also, we can enjoy what the writer feeling in that movie. What the writer feelings, we can know about their feelings, and we can understand in our own way, and we can learn many things from movies also.
Yes.
We can imagine ourselves and we can improve ourselves by movies also. But it depends on what kind of movie we are watching.
Okay.
Some movies like Liger, it's not good, I think so, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, Liger, like one movie.
Okay. Huh. What is it? Is it Hollywood, Bollywood?
Book. It means actually But total in India, total it released, ma'am. Like that. Ananya Pandey and Vijay
Okay,
Deverakonda.
okay, fine. Okay, yeah, that it does happen, right? There are some movies are just like so very C grade,
Yeah.
and yeah, you don't enjoy them at all. There's no meaning at all.
Mm.
Go.
It may help you or it may harm you. Even books are cinemas. Both are uh if it can help you as a thousand friends and it can harm you as thousand enemies. Both books and
Yeah, true, yeah. But a lot of people prefer movies now, right? Especially the younger generation. That's what I have noticed.
yes, ma'am. But it's ma'am because of songs and dance. In that way it's okay. But if we are addicted to that, watching that kind of videos, not good.
Whereas, being addicted to reading books, that is good books, of course. Because only good books people like to read. Those who are addicted to reading always read sensible and good books. And those who are, don't know, those who read all those other kind of books and all that, it's not an addiction at all. It's just that, yeah, you can't even call it. So you at the most, people call you bookworm and stuff like that. But then you can get addicted to reading books and it doesn't do any harm to you. Whereas the other one could, yeah, that is one point. Yet you brought it out, which is very good.
But books also we should think before reading what kind of books we are reading. How is it useful to us for our career, for our personal, whatever. Even movies also for entertainment or whatever. It may affect our future or we should think twice before watching.
Very true. Yes. You government. Hey, hi Meera, welcome. Hi Samir, welcome. Good evening to you all. Hope you all had a good day.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. Meera, if you feel like you can turn on your video. Same with Samir too. Okay, so anybody else wants to talk about this? Mehak or Dakshita? Are cinemas better than books? I know Dakshita loves to read books, but what do you? She and I would love to go into a corner and go into another world, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Um, what about me?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you feel?
Yes, ma'am. So I think that it depends upon my mood because, like, most of my time, I think that the movies, cinemas are good. But if there are short stories and interesting, so I think that books are good because, like every time parents do not they do not I do not prefer movies a lot because my parents do not allow me to do that because like, we are imagining that whole story in our mind that we are seeing cinemas. But still sometimes when I just got time to view movies or watch movies, so I think that movies are good and they are just best to just release on the street. But sometimes they are like what I noticed is like majority of people who are very loyal and sincere and they just look like very mature. Like they are mostly addicted to the books, and the younger generation like nowadays they are addicted to the movies. But still there are some young students who are addicted to the books. So I think that the novels, like everyone just say that we just love novels, but I think that novels is something like they are very lengthy, and if there is like no interest in that novels, I think that there is like more than people they just look for the books of Harry Potter because they are like very what I can like they are very imagination, like lots of imagination are there. So I think that and the thing that I think that the dialogues that are written in books, we can't just imagine them, but if we are just watching in movies, so we are able to just imagine that way the way they are this talking and the way they are this speaking and they are like they are dressed
listen. So I think that, and the dances also, their songs, their dance. I think that is cinema people is right, these all these. But if we need a very silence and this type of environment, so I think that books are good. It is, I mean, sometimes while reading, books, we can't do like another work, like some other work. But while we like watching movies, we can do different works, like because in movies I think we can watch it like if we are working in watch it, but if we are in another room, so we can listen that story and we can just imagine that as mind. But if you are reading any book, so and if you have to do something, so we have to just know that within after that we have to do something and like don't know that about our mind. Like after taking that work, we will further read that book or we will just skip it or like these types of things. But the cinema, they are very interesting. So like sometimes it happens like if the story is boring at the very boring track and we are like going somewhere else, we just do any work. So like just when there is any twist in that movie and like, we are just addicted to that movie. So I think that if we want to release trips or to have some fun enjoyment with families, I think that cinemas are best. But if we want some silence and we want that very loyal and that serious nature any time we need to have like we need or sometimes people like they love to like what we call like they want to want a very silent area. They need privacy. They want privacy. So I think that for those people book that so that's all about my
Oh, very well spoken, Mehak. Yes, nice points about that silence and having your own, want your own space, and that time you can choose a book, and then yeah, that's all very nice. And keeping the movie on or switching it off for some time, then coming back and continuing. That also is a good idea when you're watching a cinema. Which sometimes books, no, we get so like involved in it, we don't want to put it down, right? Yeah, I get irritated. That happens to me. If somebody disturbs me when I'm watching a movie, it's okay. If somebody disturbs me when I'm watching, when I'm reading a book, oh, my temper goes really high. Yeah. So, yeah, nice points.
thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Dakshita, what do you have up your sleeve?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, so like I think that in movies, whenever we are watching any movie, so like movies, when we are watching any movie, so we can remember that story for a long time as compared to reading books. Because in movies, like we can see the whole story and in front of our face that what is happening and in books we have to read it and like sometimes we can't understand something in books and like we can't understand something in books so like we can't understand that part of that story but while in movies we can understand it easily and we remember it for a long time. So, and like when we are watching any movie, so we are full of enjoyment and we do not need very very long time. Right? Like when we are reading any book, so it takes a longer time to read as compared to watching movies because we need to we have to read in the book and we have to give somewhere our effort. But in movies, we are just watching and we are just watching. So in reading books, it takes a long time as compared to movies. But there are advantages of also reading books. And in reading books, so reading
when we are reading anything, so it enhance our reading skills and our vocabulary. Our reading skills and our vocabulary will be more good. So it enhance these two things, and I think that whenever we are reading any book, so it whenever I am reading any book, so it every time enhance my reading skills and vocabulary also. And in watching movies, so like whenever we are watching a movie in television or in our mobile phone, so like it can harm our eyes. So uh, because like if there is a short story, so it's okay, but when it is a like a very uh, long movie, so so it can harm our eyes because we are watching the television on mobile phone for a very long time. And reading books, we can read them easily. We can read them easily, and there is no harm of the books. But honestly saying, I like reading books, but I prefer movies because it is full of enjoyment, and sometimes the books are also boring. But I think that I should prefer books.
Yeah, if you're talking about school books, are maybe it will be a little boring, some of them. But then, yeah, other storybooks you can actually pick. No, you can pick which you want to read, right? You can, and you can put it down if you're not interested and if it isn't a good book. Also,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, and
And
yes.
yes, ma'am, and like the books which I like, that should be interesting. Whenever I like reading a book and it is boring, so I think who will read the whole book? It's too long and so much boring. But when it is very interesting and it has more pages than the boring book, so I can read it very easily in less time because it is like very interesting, and I like interesting books. Like I like the books which have that curiousness, that what will happen next, what will happen next. We are curious to know that what will happen next. So I like those type of books. And but when the books are boring, so I prefer movies to watch because it is not boring.
Yeah, the visual treat is more in a movie, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Whereas in the books, it's left to completely to your imagination.
Yes, ma'am.
For our generation, we had no choice, so it was only reading books. And for that itself, on the the adults used to say, "Oh, don't read too many books; your eyes will get spoiled." Then what else do we do? Yeah. So at least now you have two different choices to spoil your eyes. You can either watch on the you can watch on a mobile or on the laptop or on something else or the big screen. So many options are there. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Oh, good. Thank you for that. Okay, Haidar, go on.
Okay, ma'am. So, are cinemas better than books? As per my opinion, I personally feel key books and cinemas they are having their own equal importance in respective field, and it is so hard and so contradictory to support one, whether we are going to support cinemas or whether we are going to support books. Sometimes depends. Like Dakshita or Mahak, she was speaking ki like books are very boring, and if we are going to read books, that means you are not going to entertain yourself. And ki, she was saying ki sometime you feel ki this book is so boring and you will not get anything from that book. But in same way, if you are going with movies and that movies are related to your interest, that means you are going to learn a lot of things in that one movie within a few hours. So that is the good aspect of movies. But if we are going to compare the number of movies, like as per the requirement, kind of real requirement, I can say there are the very less number of movies that can teach you something. They are only focusing on entertainment. They are not focusing on learning part in most of the cases. But we can see that there are some good movies. They can teach you a lot of things that books they are not going to teach you in that short time. Let's suppose if somebody wants to learn something about dancing skills, okay, So in that way, if you are going to read a lot of books, they are not going to help you in that way. Ki if you are going to read 10 books, that is not that much helpful, and that 10 books can take a lot of time to finish. Okay, you will try to memorize that steps. You are going to say ki how they are performing and what sort of things I have to remember while dancing. But in a same way, if you are going to watch like any movies that are related to dance, so you will learn that dancing steps within 2 to 3 hours. You can pause the video and then after you can try by yourself, and then you will be able to dance. Okay. So if your goal is to be a dancer, if you want to be a dancer, that means movies are going to be the good option to learn, but book is not going to be the good option to learn dancing skills. In the same way, if I'm going to talk about English speaking, maybe some people they are going to say if we are going to watch movies in English language, that means we are going to improve a lot of speaking skills. That's true at some extent, but at the same time, books can help you in a better way. Movies they are not going to teach you about grammar. They are not going to teach you about a lot of things like related to English language. But books they are having the ability to teach you as per your requirement. So if you want to be an English speaker, I must say ki we should go with books rather than going with any movies. And the third thing I can say ki sometime if you want to be a the business person, so in that way I personally feel ki movies they are only showing 3 to 4 things, and maybe they are going to teach you only 3 to 4 business rules, and they're not having time to explain in that much deep. And books they are having a lot of content, they can teach you in a different way, different methods, different calculation. So books are good at that time ki if you want to be a businessman, then it's better to follow books. Okay, not to go with movies. So we can take several examples in which we can support ki in that goal. Okay, movies are good, and if you want to go in other sector, okay, maybe if you are having the different goal, so you can go with books. So it depends upon our goal, it depends upon our need, what is the need. So we have to go according to our need. But I cannot even deny that movies they are full of entertainment, and you can learn so many things within 2 to 3 hours that book cannot even teach you. If we want to finish one book, that means that will take around 10 to 15 days. If you are going to put 2 hours in a day, that will take you that will take you 15 days to understand that whole book. But if there is any movies related to that books, that means movies they are having the ability to explain that whole book in 2 to 3 hours. So that means movies are time saving. They can make you understand a lot of concept in 2 to 3 hours without getting bored, and that things will remain in your mind for long time. I can take one more example. Let's suppose somebody wants to be a history researcher. So history books are so boring. It is not an easy work to understand that history book. But in the same way, if you are going to see any movie related to that history, that means you are going to understand that whole things in an appropriate way and within few hours. So if you want to be a history researcher, then you can go with movies, like going rather than going with books. So this is my point of view. Depends upon your goal, depends upon need also. So we have to rectify our goal, we have to rectify our needs, and then we can go according to our, you know, goal and need.
Yes, very good points.
Yeah, thank you.
I think everybody was unanimous in saying that, this movies or anything that is the video form is time saving. Everybody was, for it because of that factor. It is
But
good to.
Mhm. But we are not having that much good movies to watch. We are only going with, they are only focusing on entertainment. They are not coming up with the good, like learning movies.
Yeah,
They
but
are
if
on a
you
very
make any a learning movie becomes a documentary, unless and until they plan out to make it in a different way. Yeah. See, those
sorry.
days, no, we used to have, sometimes for learning, everybody thinks it should be a documentary. So then
Mhm.
it becomes very boring. But those days we used to have some really very good movies on history, the war, then also, suspense and all that.
And there is one more aspect, ma'am. There is one more aspect of, the history movies or like war. They are what it is called?
Exaggerated.
Yeah, they are exaggerating the whole story,
Yeah.
and you might feel ki the story was something else, and they are displaying that story in a different
Exactly.
way.
Yeah,
So,
contorting it in their own way, adding their own masala.
Mhm. Adding their own masala, that means we can say ki there is no any surety ki whether you will get the whole information correctly or not. Okay.
Yes.
So there is one movie that was about to release in January 2023. That
Mm-hmm.
was Adipurush. Adipurush.
Ah, yeah, I heard about it. Huh, huh.
Yeah, so Adipurush and that movie, the people they started rolling that movies on Twitter and they were saying ki you are the one who is not displaying the character of Ravan in
Uh-huh.
appropriate way.
Mm.
So that is the thing. Like the Ravan was something else and they are displaying in different way. So those kids, let's suppose ki kids, they are into the age of 8 or 10 years. Okay. That means they are not having any understanding about Ramayana. So they will watch that movie and they will think in that way ki Ravan was like that. Okay.
Hmm.
That is the negative part of movie that I can say ki even though if they are making any movies on any the real story or real concept, they are exaggerating the things and they are adding the mirch masala so that people they are going to entertain themselves and they
Yes.
will make money out of that thing. So this is the big problem of movies that I feel ki even though the story is real but they are not explaining in actual way.
Hmm. Yes, they concentrate more on special effects, this color, and all those other this one things that people get, so that people get attracted, and it's mainly for entertainment, right? Hardly anything, and nothing for education or learning. True.
Again, they use vulgar language.
That also,
Like,
yes, that part is used very freely in movies, whereas it isn't that much in books. But yeah.
Yes.
Depends on the type of book too. Yes, that.
Mom, actually, I did not understood that what is there in Bahubali movie till now.
I don't know. I didn't watch it, so I don't know. Again, Dishita, it's all for entertainment, right? So the focus, the movie industry focuses on that, and what it wants to do is ease the people's mind when after a hard day's work, they're coming somewhere to relax. Nobody wants to see another real life story and cry and go home. So come on, add a lot of special effects. When science is giving you all that, make use of all that and make some nice dham dhoom kind of movie and send the people home very happy. Ah, wow, with all the everything rejuvenated and ready for another day. I guess that's the main aim. Maddie, what do you have to say, Maddie? Okay, Maddie. Yes,
Okay.
start off.
So, ma'am, I'm going to tell you this topic because each and every I've never seen any kind of movie better than that books, because you'll get to know all the things about to see, and whenever you starting to watching all kind of movies, so you'll get to know means any kind of knowledge when you watch. It's create any kind of story in your mind when you because as the books.
Hmm.
Because so yeah, so ma'am, so many movies I watch because I get to learn a lot of things by the thing because rather than books.
Books. Yes, the language, everything. No, yes, it's tough.
Yeah.
Better-
Because
Yeah.
also get to know a lot of things by means movies and cinemas as well. Because but when you try to learn by books, so you'll get to all the things basically, and you'll develop your mindset, your capacity of mind, how you read, or it will set your time how much you time study. So it depends all up to means your capacity when you try to learn and every means all the things
Hmm.
exaggerate what the feel in and each and every situation. And as I talk about any movies,
Hmm.
So I saw is all the kind of movies,
Hmm.
which is best. Because I am not remembering any exact movie, but
Hmm.
because it's a good
Hmm.
that rather than books.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, there is more visual entertainment, more you can see and you can feel more and you can actually watch the actions and then you don't have to imagine, right? You can actually see a face, you can actually see a movement. So it becomes more, yeah, entertaining. Yeah.
because as I talk about is oldest generation, because who don't have any movies and cinema, who don't have any phone, but they try to study how to study. They gap time, how much longer time.
Mm.
So so they mistook miss for study his studies a long time. So they started remember, because as I talk about Swami Vivekananda, they don't have anything, but he finally is trying to study. So he is better than me, is expert kind of human in the
Mm.
world who were starting to reading and at first time.
Mm.
He so he learned all the things. You can ask any kind of things by any books.
Mm.
So there are so many person in that, because who's expert in the means and in books and what to say they are going to teach, and whatever you are gonna ask to each and every in the middle
Mm.
they can tell.
Yes, very true. Yes, yes.
So because I'm going to favor a movie, because
Movies,
comparison
better.
cinema. Because
Yes.
movie is effective, because because each and every for you can learn all details, means
Mm.
exaggerate, you can explain all the things, because by doing that you will teach, because by watching movie you can forget, but if you basically try to read
Mm.
books any kind of, so you will all the things you will develop your mind as well.
Yeah, that is one good aspect of reading books, I guess. Yes. Where
Yeah, yeah.
you develop your mind. Yes.
So it can be effective means effective way all each and every human, and who trying to doing that, because some kind of people are going to favor in cinema movies, so they get to learn all the things equal to like dancing, equal to like singing, all the in the middle. But I'm going to I'm going to favor in books, because books each and every time if you book read a book, but you will get to know all the things
Yeah, but
what
you
is
said you're favoring movies?
my
What's the
favorite
twist?
movie, what to say, means
You
I'm
see,
going. I'm
you're more towards movies than books. Books are also
yeah,
good, but it's nicer to watch a movie and gain whatever.
yeah. Because I love to this kind of movie. Whoever means financial movie.
Got it,
Get,
got it. Yeah.
get to learn all out of things, and by because if you're having time for that, so need to learn all the things by movie.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because you are reading any kind of books, so you have to know one day today you will get learn anything, but finally you will get to know all the things, and you will tell, you
Mhm.
can teach by that by watching movie, you can't
Yes,
tell
it's easier to learn. Yes, very
anything.
true.
Yeah, but if you read 4 times 6 times twice, so you can tell all the thing, you can teach as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that also is a good point. Yeah, yeah, that also is a good point.
Because
Yes.
ma'am, it started busy, ma'am. So I'm not getting time to join. Uh,
Oh, no, no problem. Please concentrate on your work, and whenever you can, please join in. And
because
you can see whatever you want, little bit, and you can leave whenever you want because your work also is important, Mary. Yeah.
because
And I'm
having
glad you were able to join today, even if it was
uh, because I got time yesterday evening, so
yeah.
I talked little bit, but didn't talk, because got time for doing, because increased a lot of work
Yes, yes,
regarding that,
yes.
because it's a lot of kind of work, I can't say, because as much as I free, so I would like to study on all kind of GD when I get time.
Mm. Yeah, yes, we are always there. Yes, welcome anytime. Yeah, thanks for that, Mary. Mira,
Thank
is there anything you would like to say? Mira, Mira, power. Anything about movies? Ah, you're going to watch movie and now tomorrow. As a about it. Yeah. It's more fun, like, maybe I can give you a point, Meera. When you watch a movie, you can go out with the whole family, or the whole family can sit together and watch the same thing. But you can't do that if it's a book, right? Yeah. You'll have to go on with the corner. It's one selfish thing that we do. But if it's a movie, then there's a whole lot of us doing the same thing together. It becomes more fun, right?
Yes, ma'am. There are book reading is good in that period. So many movies creating by famous books to read the present days, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
And yeah, Fatima also said the same point. She said a lot of movies are made from books, but no book is written from a movie.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, ma'am, the Balachandra director, Balachandra, the famous
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, is a interest of book reading is the more yeah, Balachandra and I know, I think.
We have a lot of classic. This one, those days also we had. Oh, I've forgotten his name. He used to make some really good movies. Almost classic movies. Yes, they were all very much book readers. Here also we had Anant Nag and also our Shankar Nag. They made My Goody Days. It's made from a book. Yeah, and that visual
Director, the famous actor of Jayalalitha ma'am, CM, and she also
yeah.
she did that in the shooting spot.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of directors and all are very good, people who write books. And one of the movies that I always enjoyed a lot was the Harry Potter ones. Because I could not read the books. I don't know. My son was able to read all that, but I couldn't. But I enjoyed the movies. I
Yes,
loved it. Yeah, somehow that was one series of books that I couldn't read.
Character is very imaginary. Characters is very register on the mind.
Yes, when you read books and all that. Yes. Any more points? Meera.
Yes, ma'am. All points is good. Yeah, all guys. 3 points is very.
Fatima, what would you like to say? Yeah, it's time for my next session. You have got marathon session today.
Yes,
Good,
I
I'm
know,
enjoying it. Yeah, yes.
yes, ma'am. I just want to say from for Heather, ma'am, when he said that English is, if you want to learn English, it is better to read, okay, rather than watching or listening. But I think, ma'am, listening is a good thing because you know the correct pronunciation, okay, to the particular word, ma'am. True, because ma'am, when you read in your way, okay. So you don't know the correct pronunciation, how to pronounce it correctly, okay. But when you are listening it, you know, okay, what's the correct pronunciation, and you can say without hesitation. You don't have to worry about other people what they say. If I am telling the, if I am saying the correct pronunciation, okay, ma'am. But ma'am, I think listening is a good thing. Okay, rather than reading
I
it.
think what Haider also was trying to say was that sometimes it's
Sorry, ma'am.
yeah. Also,
Yes,
what's trying to say that if you're trying to learn a language, in some ways, he was also hinting at listening. It helps a lot. But what he was saying was reading a book like sort of gives you. Like, those days we used to learn languages only by reading books, right? We didn't have the
Yes,
option.
ma'am.
Yeah,
And
now
what
that option is there, which is good. I would encourage that.
And ma'am, if we are watching movies, they are in many languages. Okay, but I think a novel is not in so many languages. They just yes, ma'am. If you don't learn a new language, there is some novel you don't read it. Okay, you could not read it. Okay, but there are many movies which are in many languages.
Yes. Very true. Variety is there. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, even children like to learn from watching. Okay, you know better than me, ma'am, because reading is boring. Okay, Even children don't want to learn from books.
Yeah,
They just
yeah, they
want to
already
watch
fed up
the-
with all school books, you know.
Yes, ma'am. They
Now
want
they
to
don't
watch.
want to get into this.
Yes,
Some
ma'am.
of the books.
True, true. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Hey, nice session. I have to log off because I have to get ready for the next one.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but thanks so much, guys. It's really a
Thank you so much, ma'am.
yeah. Meet up
Thank you,
again.
ma'am. I gotta hit the road.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Nadi. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I love to telling idioms, ma'am, because I
Ah,
know a lot of kind of idioms because because no one talked to me idioms. So because in the
hey,
when I
I
got
had a
time
session on idioms, buddy. You didn't join that day. We can always
okay.
have it again. Yeah, yeah, no problem. It was a fun session. Yes.
Yeah, because nobody knows whoever joined it, any candidates. You know as well idioms, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. We had a good session that day. Yes, we discussed a lot of idioms. And yeah, again we'll have it. Yes, but I'm really so happy that you did that. Hey, go ahead, hit the road, on the road again. Go, have fun.
Yeah, yeah. So, ma'am, you have to go right now.
Yeah, next session
Yeah.
will start in a few minutes.
Okay.
So that's the reason. Okay.
And what kind of GD and
Yeah, it's a JD only. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This was only for 30 minutes, but as usual, it goes on, right? So always waiting everybody finishes. So yeah, catch up again, guys. See you all.
Okay, ma'am. Nice.
Bye.
Right.